by your surname, you must know you are very loved. So we call you Dr. Yvette. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for all the hard work. I can't wait for the history that you will share with the permission of the Honorable Minister of our history in the Gamtus Valley. Then all community members, sons and daughters of the Gamtus Valley, you're also very welcome here. This heat, we are used to this heat. Honorable Minister, I've been a teacher in this Gamtus Valley for 22 years. I've been a school principal. But you will hear, I'm still an inkomer. He's not an inkomer. He's not born here. He's born in PE, so he's still. But I've worked here for 22 years, educating kids and trying to raise the leaders of tomorrow. And I've been active in this Gamtus Valley. I know this heat. Welcome to our heat. I think it might get hotter in here today when we start asking some relevant questions. But this is the Gamtus Valley. I think it's almost 40 degrees here today. Thank you for dressing appropriately. No tie and no jacket required. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to hand back to my program director. And from my side, I just want to say a very warm welcome to all of you. Let's do some good work here. Chief Wayne Peterson one day mentioned in a meeting that within the Khoisan belief, you should never, and I hope I'm quoting him correctly, you should never kill what you are not prepared to eat. And that is how we take care of Mother Nature. There's another saying, a life lesson that says you should never take more than you give. You should never take more than you give. And I think with this project, over the last few years, a lot was given. It's time that a lot was taken. It's time that we start giving back, Honorable Minister. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Okay. They are putting on the generator, so don't panic. You must just listen carefully. We have been welcomed here. So must relax. Very important. So, into Ghana, uzomanyelwa imbono nevivu ngale project izawuthathwa. So kufuneka ke ngoku njengoba ezapresenta umzimba hayi akuqoqola kungafana sibakhulu because balekile sizoyenza apha. Uba abantu abangabamelanga nabangafuna ukumamela sizobacenga ukuba silithathe because lelo senzela kubalekile ikuphila rokuba kwalapha le i-benefit kubantu balapha ongekho serious sicele kwangoku asilapha entandweni because serious bendingathanda ke uba isimamele i-presentation ukwenzela uba kubali phansi ufuna ukubuza xa uqabebuza ubhala nje uyatyalisa indlela erayithi ekunothi kwenziwe ngayo ukuze yonke into abe siyavana so sicela i-order indlela esithandana on as different we love you so much, so don't make noise and make us talk roughly with you. Next, so we are going to give over to the president. Ulungiselelo masincedisane sonke phambili. Kodwa ndizawubiza umuntu. So please make sure that I don't
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I can't hear you. Good morning. My name is Matsumoto. I work for the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. Ndihlala Pretoria. And unfortunately, I will try mix my language ndigumSotho. Kodwa I will do my best here and there. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, we have been welcomed very warmly, and before I can start, let me say all protocol observed. I am very fortunate to be standing here in front of you this morning on the 13th of February. I am very happy to be standing here to deliver hopefully a good message, a message of hope for the project of Sarah BARTMANN. We have put a presentation. It's the same presentation I have in front of me. It is shown on the screens, one on the left and one on the right. We want to take the meeting through a journey. We want to start off, discuss what we currently see as a project, what has happened in the past, and then we discuss openly our plans going forward, and also our plans working with you as our community partners for us to successfully complete the project. I think before I can start with the details, I want to appreciate there is something that happens a lot in our environment in Gauteng. In Gauteng, you can never leave your house open, with the window open. You come back, and when you come back, everything will be gone. Now, we have, due to circumstances, left our home and our house vacant and open when the contractor left sometime in 2021. And because we were based far, we relied on the broader community to also look after the property. And the property itself, it's as we have left it. And I am really, really pleased with that, because it never happens anywhere. In our environment where we live, there is high crime, there is high vandalism, and high theft. But what I'm seeing is a very good, strong sense of community and presence of the community. Yeah. And I hope as we move forward, we can move with the same momentum and help each other until we can complete this project. We are coming with a message of saying openly, we started advertising the project in 2013, and then we appointed a company called Lube Construction. You know the company, it has been here, it has been working. And unfortunately, during the implementation of the project, they indicated challenges of imali, challenges of unable to deliver, poor performance, and sometimes the quality of their work was not good. They came and then pleaded with the department, and we gave them an opportunity at the time in the interest of the project. We gave them an opportunity. They came a second contractor by the name of Transtruct. The second contractor started doing some work, and you also know the contractor because we had also a partnership of work opportunities that were created, and youth work opportunities that were also created. But we also had some challenges with this contractor, to a point where our relationship had to be separated and was terminated in 2021. The circumstances, however, were very painful, particularly on the work opportunities that were going in the project that had to be stopped immediately. But we have taken note of that, and have taken note of the different groups that were working in the project. And our full intention is to immediately start engagements with the different leadership and the different structures to make sure that when we start with the work, the same opportunities that were there before become available, and the work becomes available to all of us to participate at different levels, at the level of the SMMEs, and also at the level of local beneficiation. In terms of the numbers, for us now to complete the project, we also want to have a very frank and open conversation. We have estimated figures, but these figures are estimated tender figures that we want to communicate. But the most important part for us to be able to be where we are, there had to be an intervention at a ministerial level. The Minister of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, Minister Mteto, and the Minister of the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, Minister Dilil, and the Deputy Minister of the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, Minister Kivet. Through their leadership, we were able to get to a point where now we are able to start with the project. Through their intervention, as we had challenges, as I had said, the first contractor left, and we had to now bring in a different team. And this team has a different approach than before. At the top of the team is the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, co-managing the project with the Department of Public Works. It is something that is different from before. Before, we only had the Department of Public Works. Now, we want to be more accountable on everything that we are doing and be more transparent. And we then brought the Department of DSEC so that we can co-manage the project and ensure that these costs that we're about to share, we stick to these costs, we stick to the timelines, and we deliver the project as per our plan going forward. In terms of these costs, we have an estimated completion amount of the works of about 72 million rand. There is also a component of remedial works. So remedial works, it's the work that these other contractors, contractor 1, contractor 2, they have done some work, but that work is not good. It's defective. It needs to be fixed. Now, we are not going to pay for that because we've already paid for it before. The money that must be used to pay for that work that is defective must come from the contractors themselves that have made that work to be defective. And we have started with the legal processes for us to get the money from those contractors. And that money is 26 million rand. The work that we are now going to do is just very brief, shortly for a period of about 10 months. We want to put a team that will then go into and finish this particular project. This team is going to comprise of a number of structures, as I have mentioned. We are going to also seek the support of the Development Bank of South Africa as the implementing agent for the project. So the project directly will be run by the Development Bank of South Africa. It will not be run by ourselves as DSEC and DPWI. The reason is that the Development Bank of South Africa has panels of contractors, and they are able to quickly come to rescue in a situation like this. Immediately when they are mobilized, as they are already mobilized, they will receive all the documentation, and through the panels of contractors, able to put a contractor on site very quickly. If I would like to compare the processes, the department processes could take about 8 to 12 months to put a contractor. Whereas when they use their panel, it can take them about 3 months to put a contractor. And that is why we are opting for the option of going with the Development Bank of South Africa in this case, so that we can fast track the issues of the implementation of the project. We have also taken note in our implementation plans, the job creation, opportunities that were previously created. We want to exceed those targets that were previously done. However, we can only do it as a collective, as a team. We have to engage the different leadership structures on these plans of ours, and then be able to have the actual numbers of the NYS and the actual numbers of the EPWP work opportunities. But they are there, they will be created, and significantly so. The different trades that were created through the work opportunities included bricklaying, included plastering, carpentry, plumbing, painting, and tiling. The facility has been built to where it is because of these trades. What is left, it's specialist work, but there is a lot of civil work that needs to be done as far as paving, as far as landscaping is concerned. There is plastering and painting that still has to be done. And there will be a lot of opportunities for a range of skills, a range of SMMEs in this particular project. Perhaps maybe I can move straight to the timelines just to indicate that where we are on the 13th of February, 2023. The DBSA will be handed over this project by the end of this week on the 17th of February, 2023. Because we are government, we need to observe certain rules and protocols. I cannot give a project to my brother or my sister. I have to observe the different protocols. Even the DBSA will have to take this project. They go to their panel of contractors. They advertise it for 21 days with their panel of contractors. After 21 days, they respond. They evaluate the responses. Then they find and shortlist a candidate. They will then adjudicate this person. And we are then saying by the end of April 2023, we want to see dust here at Hanki, BARTMANN project. That is our target date. We want to start to see everyone mobilized and knowing very well what are these work opportunities that are here in this project. What is available as far as the work packages, the program, and the activities. And my plea is that we are not going to go anywhere. We're going to be here with you. We're going to be here with you from April until we finish this project. And we have to do it as a collective. We cannot achieve this big project by ourselves. From there in Pretoria, it's impossible. It's impossible. But we can finish the project if we all work on it together. We can then proudly say that by next year, during this time, the facility will be finished, will be completely finished. I think the message Honorable MEC, is that that we want to share this morning. We wanted to share the journey that we have traveled with the community. We wanted to share the plans that we have. And if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. It's hot.
Siyabulela kakhulu ku DDG.
DTG.
Ndiyathemba ukuba noko sivile umongo uthi ngelixesha kulonyaka uzayo banqwenela ukuba babeyigqibelela project. Siyavana? Masiqhwabene izandla isithembiso. Nanku minister nabo MEC nanku deputy minister if lifikela xesha bengekayenzi izawufumana imvubu ne enkosi kakhulu. Sizawumamela yesibini ke ngoku presentation i1. We are getting to that time now for questions, clarities and inputs. Sike sive ba inhliziyo zenu zibetha kangakanani na. Njengoba nizabe nibuza imibuzo abanye ndiyabazi soze bangabikho noba babini bathathu abakhalazayo. Uzukhalaze kodwa usithi ucebisa uba kuthi. Siyavana ne? Mandiyayazi lonto le xa sikhona apha sibona nenkokheli singake siraise izinto ezingasiphathanga kahle kodwa apha sizokwenza uba simove njani together going forward more than responding to complaints. Already the fact that we are here, we know that there are some problems. Uyaqonda? So siyayazi lento sibangela ba sibe lapha. Siyayazi bazikhona ingxaki. Kodwa ke ngoku sifuna uba xa uthetha ucebisa uba singazisombulula njani. How can then we resolve those problems going forward? The fact that government has come down from national level, provincial level and to level, sizowumamela nina njengoba benitheni VIPs. So izimvo zenu, iviews zenu zibalekile kuthi for us to proceed with the project. Funeka iphelile le project because it's your project. Project yalapha izobenefit abantu balapha. Siyavana? So sawunikelo thuba ke nizawufacilitatewa nguSpeaker womasipala wenu. Kakuhle thina sizayibamba imibuzo sibhale phansi nengcebiso enizibekayo bangene ke ngokominister no MEC. Siyavana? Yonke ke lento siyenza ngembeko with very high respect. Kungabikho abantu abangxolayo. Asiyazi ke ngongathi kugcwele pha emnyango. Abantu balapha eholweni makabasincedise uba aba bantu bamephaya wethu bakuphele izitulo bangenza njani na ukuze bave babe inxalenye yale program. Maninikele wena ke speak. Naba bantu bakho ndibona apha eprogramini. What is your problem now? Are you changing the speaker? Okay. So speaker is going to facilitate the discussion time. Sizawuzibhala imibuzo ningabi naxhala. Siyacebisa ke uba kukho umuntu ingathi yona ingathethiyo yile ninika yona. Uba kukho umuntu osebuzile wena suba sayibuza ngoba sabe siyibhale phansi ne ukwenza basingagqiba imini yonke apha sonke. Inkosi, over to you, speak.
Thank you.
Silapha ngo public engagement.
Thanks. Molweni, goeiemorgen, good morning to the people of Hankie. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. And before we start with the questions, the comments and the inputs, I would like to wish all the ladies in the house happy Valentine's Day for tomorrow. And I think it's very fitting, Minister, that we're honoring Sarah Bartman this morning just before Valentine's Day. And gentlemen, just remember we need to treat our women with dignity and respect. And that's one of the things that we can carry from Hankie all the way throughout South Africa, and as the professor said this morning, to the world as well. So thank you very, very much for joining us. To make things easier for the questions and the comments, what we're going to do is we're just going to divide the hall into 3 areas. So the first area, the gentleman with the green shirt, sir, if you could, meneer, as jy net jou hand kan waai. Everybody on that side of the gentleman with the green shirt. We're going to take questions from that zone of the hall first. Then we're going to move to the middle area. Then we're going to move to this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow everybody to have their inputs, and then we'll hand over to the minister and his team for responses after that. So mense moenie bang wees nie. If you want to ask your question in your mother tongue, that is fine. We will make sure that it's translated so all of us can understand what the questions are. So Mr. Goliath, are you going to be handling number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5? Okay, so all the people on that side of the hall, al die mense daarso, whoever wants questions, comments or inputs, if you could put up your hand now. Just this side.
You haven't introduced yourself yet.
No, it's not even there.
Yeah.
When they ask questions,
Yeah, I'll get there, yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you stand up to ask your question or have your input, please say who you are, state your name, that we can know who you are for the record. Okay, so we're handing over Mr. Goliath to number 1.
Sorry, can you speak? I would advise, Speaker, when you are facilitating this session of questions, you must first note hands. You count up to the last number, then you allow them to ask. You call them number 1, just for now, not number 1, no number 2. It's a temporal name. Then when you get to this, you count to that last person instead of allowing them to speak one by one. Just note hands first, then they come. Thanks.
Yeah. Now, thanks, ma'am. We've got Mr. Goliath, our public participation manager, who's going to be handling number 1 to number 6. Okay, so number 1, Mr. Goliath.
Savela nathi nakwezinye izizwe nakwezinye indawo sazweni basisehange. Kodwa ke ngoku ingxaki esinayo thina basebenzi baphayana. Abaphathisa bafika izihlandlo ngezihlandlo. Abasebenzi baba nenkokheli zabo pha. Kodwa asazi indoba kuqhubeka ntoni na. Ingxaki esinayo ke ngokuthina inye sithi isiXhosa ukufa kwesikhukukazi kubola amaqanda. Kutheni na lento funeke sitsale ubunzima ngento singakhange siyenze kuba thina siyazikhandla ngomsebenzi wethu. Xa usemsebenzini awuyanga yokudlala. Into eqhubeka emsebenzini noba yiphi contractor asiyazi. Kodwa ke siyavuya ke kuba umphathisi usicacisele indoba noko izinto ziza kutshintsha. Ngoku ke umbuzo nawo njengoba abaphathiswa bemane besiza bekunzima namhlanje kubuze noba umnye kubameli babasebenzi khona ukuze baziswe nabo intoba sime kwindawo ethile senza ntoni na ngoku. Okwesibini enza kubuza intoba ingaba mhlambi xa umsebenzi sowuqalile aba basebenzi besebenza pha izawuthindwa bayabulela nawo kanye kuba ubuya kwala msebenzi phayana abazali abaninzi bafundisa abantwana bondla abantwana babo kodwa ukuphela komsebenzi kwaba ngathi kufiwe kumakhaya abantu abaninzi. Ndiyabulela Nkosi.
Thank you. And Mr. Yes, okay, Mr. Goliath, before we start with the next one, we're just going to do a quick translation.
Ek dink ons moet translate, laat ons nie dieselfde vraag oorvra nie. Ek dink die tata wat nou gepraat het, sy grootste complaint of die issue wat hy reis is, daar het mos mense gewerk daarso. En die tata sê, hulle word nooit op hoogte gebring nie, oor wat staan die saak en wat gaan gebeur vorentoe nie. So, hy wil toch hê, ons moet begin, wat gaan gebeur met hulle wat daar gewerk het en hoekom word hulle nie ingelig as die goed gebeur het. Dankie. Tata, uminister uthi akavanga igama lakho kakhe, nguMatthew kanti. Simon. Solomon Grootboom. Utata Solomon Grootboom. Grootboom ngumthimkhulu ngesiXhosa.
Thank you, Mayor de Vos. Over to you, sir. If you could just introduce yourself.
Goeiemiddag, ek is Michael Draai, in the house of Klaas and David Steerman.
Singona business balapha ehangi. Sizo uplift.
Pleidooi is van watter tyd die projek van Sarah BARTMANN af aankom tot 2022 toe. Nou, hoeveel contracteurs was al bezig met die projek? En die government gaan nou weer aan 'n contracteur aanstel om weer voort te gaan met die projek. Nou, as daar miskien 3 contracteurs van tevore die projek, so die 4de een gaan ook nog 'n beurt kry. So wanneer gaan die beurtstorie tot 'n einde kom? Want elkeen gaan 'n geleentheid kry om van die geld te eet. So die beurtstorie moet tot op 'n einde kom. Dat hulle 'n regte kontrakteur aanstel. Jy kan nie 'n apprentice aanstel en hy ken nie goed van die boubedryf nie. So die government moet seker maak die kontrakteur wat hulle gaan aanstel is 'n kontrakteur wat nie gaan mors nie. So al die kontrakteurs wat al gebou het daar by Sarah BARTMANN, al hulle jobbe fail. So 2022 se kontrakteurs se job het ook al fail. So die een wat nou 2023 gaan oorvat se job gaan ook fail. So hy gaan ook 'n gedeelte kry. So die beurtstorie moet tot op 'n einde kom. Maak seker julle kry 'n regte kontrakteur wat voortgaan, want is 'n klomp geld wat daarmee heen gaan. En daar's van die manne wat baat vind uit hierdie kontrakteurs uit. Wat daar in die parlement is, hulle baat vind uit hierdie kontrakteurs uit. Dit is hoekom ons land so is, soos hy vandag is. Ons land is in sy glorie.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Dry. I think the gist of what Mr. Dry was saying was that the contractors that need to get appointed now are contractors that need to be able to do the job and not contractors that are just to come and eat the money. So I think that is well noted. Thank you, Mr. Dry. Mr. Goliath, number 3.
Konja. Tumelang. Abukshen. Sanbonana. Molweni. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Good morning. Kai kuri kayepti kwedo. Di kona ke gakop di kam klub kami. Tiraga kami kwa di karamat kai sengusa sip hot. Tai kau citi kwedo. Sada tanlebi sada tahat hamti ta kokoda. Kobare ka kora kobapna hetu khub. Kainsa ngasa kaitia. Kobare Minister Natin Tetwa Hamti Sadunaha. I'm checking, Speaker. You gave me the right to raise my question in Kora in my native tongue. So I'm checking whether the translator is understanding because she's showing sign language, which I'm assuming. I am assuming that the sign language interpreter is fluent in Kora Kobab because she was signs. That means she's saying what I'm saying, and I'm checking if it is the case. If it is so, I'm trusting that she will translate to the minister now what I've said. Kei ayo, kei gangangs.
Okay, people just hold on. Mr. Peterson, Chief Peterson, we are going to need a translator. So if you could perhaps just mention in English what you have said that we can just translate to Afrikaans if need be.
I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you.
Because like I was saying, I was trying to check whether she was interpreting the right things. And now I get the feeling that she's not interpreting the right thing. Needless to say, Minister, Deputy Minister, MEC, District Mayor, Speaker, Mayor of Koga, HODs, and the delegation that came to address the collective, I greet you in Korakobab. All I was saying is that my name is Khama. Khama, it means the lion in Korakobab. I am from Karamatais, which is the left-standing kingdom, which is part of Koratona, which is the Korana nation. I was basically introducing myself. I was also saying to the people of Koga that they need not worry, that Taika Utsitikwedu, don't worry, we shall overcome, we shall prosper again as a nation. Because this is the milestone, this is the platform being set today by our government to say that we are looking at restoring the histories of our past. Now to the question that I wanted to raise, I also mentioned, I will translate everything, that I will speak in Korakobab, which is why I spoke in Kora, because I was expecting her to translate. Needless to say, Speaker, my question is to the gentleman from, I think, Department of Public Works National, whether the contract that's being used
From government side, size apha sizo upliftwa.
BCC, or which
Wayefika
contract
apha
are they
sisithi
using? The
yagwetwa
reason for
indlala.
that is
And umakhulu uSarah uzolala kumhlaba wayezalelwe
needs to be
kuwo.
done when the contract
My
reaches
apologies.
the site. I also want to make
Njengoba umama Sarah
that
BARTMANN
those,
engukhokho kuthi. Thina nzalelwane yekhaya lakhe siyanqwena. Siyanqwena into yokuba ngabana singono business balapha ehanki sizo upliftwa. From government side size apha sizo upliftwa. Sizi SMMEs asehanki. Aside SMMEs singabantwana balapha ehanki sizo upliftwa. Ngoba ngomso nangomso omnye nathi sifuna bapha phezulu esihlalweni naseparliament senze into engcono apha ehanki. So ndiyathemba minister transparency starting as from today transparency minister mayibekho ngoba imbangelo into basixuthaxuthane singabahlali basehanki sizingona business basehanki ayikho transparency esuka pha phezulu kubantu abapha phezulu. Just to make an example, ayo example phofu apply but yenzeka because I do not want to point fingers. We are not here to point fingers. We are here to celebrate. Like we are here to celebrate a resolution. La project ibe kanti iya resolve. Umzekelo kuthiwa apha kuzabakho umsebenzi okhoyo. Asoze kubekho okanye lo mpapasho iyaba ngumpapasho wayizolo. Kube kufuneke kukho umsebenzi kufuneke eqale uzawukhomensa tomorrow or a week to come. Ezo zinto kufuneke zirepresentwe in time, for example, a month to come. If there's going to be a project that's going to take place, for example, next month, we would like into yokuba ngabana umsebenzi apresentwe in time. So Mr. Mtuzulu ezinye izinto ke uzithethile ungenile kakhulu kuzo minister. Siyakubulela ubukho bakho. Siyakubulela ubukho bakho kakhulu.
Baie dankie. Ek wil ons moet almal ander tale leer want ek praat in Afrikaans. Ek het Xhosa geleer deur my struggles en hier in die Ooskaap kom leer. So as ek nou nie al sê wat sy vertaal het nie, gepraat het nie, dan moet jy weet, my Xhosa is ook nie so lekker goed nie, maar ek verstaan hom. Ek wil ons almal moet ander se tale leer en so aan. Ons gaan nog kom by die tale, ek gaan hom ook later translate. Chief, moenie worry nie, ek gaan nog leer. Haar naam is Nandipa, maar wat Nandipa eintlik sê, sy het gesê hoe oud is sy, sy's 'n jong mens hier in Kerkwood. In Hankie. Sy sê sy stem saam met die komrade daar agter. Hy het eintlik alles gecover wat sy wou gesê het. Maar sy wil tog maar net beklemtoon dat die SMMEs van Hankie Hulle is SMME's, jong mense, hulle vorm hulle in SMME's, maar die SMME's van hierdie plek moet benefit by geleenthede wat daar is. Nie net aan hierdie projekkie, maar ook aan ander projekte in die Kouga, munisipaliteit, Sarah BARTMANN district, ander regeringsprojekte, dat hulle moet reg gesien raak as daar geleentheid kom, die SMME's wat plaaslik is. Want van hulle, as groot werkloosheid hierso, van hulle het gaan leer, en hulle weggegaan, gaan studeer, en hulle leer, en hulle sê, en hulle is unemployed. So hierdie geleenthede moet vir hulle kans bring. Maar wat sy belangrik wat sy sê is, Mama Sarah BARTMANN is mos nou oorspronklik van hier. Ons ken die history wat gebeur het. En hierdie projek, minister, het hoop gebring vir hulle hier in Hankie. Die projek het hoop gebring, en hulle het dit gesien as hoop en hulle lewensomstandighede gaan hier verander as gevolg van hierdie projek. En hulle hoop dat dit gaan stil. Dit gaan nog altyd hoop bring. Maar hulle wil benefit. Ongeag, sy is nou nie daar nie. Maar hierdie projek kan lewe bring aan die feit dat Sarah BARTMANN hierso van hier oorspronklik is en hier kom begrawe is. En dis wat hulle vra. Sy beklemtoon die ding. En nou praat sy seker baie met ons in die regerings en die van ons wat die besluite neem en by die projekte is. Ons moet openlik wees met wat gebeur, sodat die mense weet wat aangaan. Laat hulle net sien, daar gebeur goede en hulle dra nie kennis en hulle weet nie hoe dit gekom nie. Sy wil hê, ons moet openlik wees, sodat almal weet wat aangaan, dat almal kan deelneem en op hoogte wees. En wanneer daar opportunities kom en daar goede gaan gebeur, moet dit nie as môre word, as moet daar poste gevul raak, vandag word dit eers uitgesaai nie, en hulle moet nou rondhardloop, as hulle oopmaak, dan is hulle klaar aangestel, maar hulle kry net 'n week of 'n dag kans om dinge te doen. Ons van die government kant af en die van ons wat werk met die goede, moet genoeg tyd gee om die goede bekend te maak, sodat die gemeenskap vroegtydig weet van wat dinge gaan gebeur in die gemeenskap en wat opportunities daar is, dan hulle ook genoeg tyd het om dan, as hulle aansoeke moet gedoen raak, wat hulle alles doen. En baie van die jong mense het mos nou nie die masjiene, wifi en al die goed en data nie. Hulle kan nie so vinnig rondhardloop om nou vorms in te vul nie. Laat weet die mense in tyd wat gaan gebeur. As daar geleenthede is, laat hulle in tyd weet, genoeg tyd, sodat hulle kan aansoek doen. Sy sê baie dankie vir die ministers dat ons vandag tot hier gekom het, en hulle is baie bly daaroor. Maar ek wil hê ons moet luister vir al ons wat in die regeringsgoed is, en die wat amptenare wat werk met die goed, dat is 'n eerlike pleit. Dat laat ons die mense op hoogte hou vroegtydig, sodat almal kan weet wat aangaan. Dankie.
Dankie, minister.
Baie dankie, it's lekker om die jong mense te sien vra, so baie dankie daarvoor. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to go for the middle section of the hall. So if you could kindly put up your hands, anybody that's got questions, comments and inputs. Okay. Okay, Jeannie, let's keep it there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll handle the 7 questions and then we'll open up for more. Okay, the minister would like all the questions to be asked. So everybody on this side that still needs to ask questions, kindly raise your hand. Far right, Jeannie.
The lady with the head, you are number 11.
Jeannie, to the right. At the back. 13. 14. Okay, has everybody got their numbers? We'll handle these questions first. Okay, sir, number 1, you can go. If you can just identify yourself and then ask your question.
Good afternoon, Minister and dignitaries. My question that I want to ask, I heard about the budget. My name is Jaime Rousseau, born and bred here in Henkie. Jaime Rousseau, born and bred in Henkie. My question I want to ask, I heard the budget, what the Public Works is setting out for the project. Then Public Works said DBSA is going to do the procurement for the project with their contractors. What I would like to ask, if DBSA is going to do the procurement, are DBSA going to use their money to build the project further on, or are Public Works having the money and Public Works is going to pay the money over to DBSA, or are Public Works going to pay the contractor? My other question I want to ask, as I can hear here from the community, it seems to me there's no social facilitator. I would like to ask if the contractor before the contractor is coming on site, there must be a social facilitator to talk to the community of Henkie, and also to find out a committee so that they can structure when the contractor is coming on site, so that they can already know what's going to happen on site. And the social facilitator must actually lead that for training, training for aids and all the things that go in part and parcel with the social facilitator. The social facilitator actually knows what they must do. The other thing I want to ask, if on the progress meetings, when there's progress meetings, if some of the community, if their structures can sit on that progress meetings so that they can know and they can now tell the community, they can have meetings and tell the community then what's happening on site. Then you won't have this coming to a meeting and the people say, we don't know what's going on site, or we don't know what's happening. And then I think that will be fair to the community of Henkie. I think I will leave it there. I will leave it there. There's more other things. Minister, let me just inform you. I was infrastructure inspector of education, building of the schools in the Kokama, Henkie, and Kocha municipality, Kokama municipality, and Sundays Valley. So actually, I know what I'm talking about. The deputy minister, she always have a whip to kill me. So she knows me very well. I'm still afraid of her.
Okay, baie dankie. Mense, ek dink die twee vrae daar was, wie gaan die kontrakteur betaal? En dan die ander een is dat daar moet kommunikasie wees. Asseblief mense, kom ons bly stil. En dat daar moet kommunikasie wees tussen die span wat die project doen en die gemeenskap van Henkie. So baie dankie vir dit, meneer. Meneer Goliath, number 2.
Can you hear me?
One, two.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, goeiemiddag, Molweni. So just in response to the question at the back, I just wanted to say that the minister has already thought of you. And we are the team that will take over when the building is complete. And we will walk with you, the community, through to the point where there are permanent employees at the museum and a museum master plan that will take you into the future. And that will happen with consultation with you. We don't think of ourselves as experts coming in and telling you what to do. We are coming here to hear what you need and what you see. So please enjoy the ministers and the dignitaries while you have them. We will be back here on Monday to talk, to consult with you. Nothing about you without you. That is the pledge from the contractors. Honorable Minister, DM, MEC, if I may just for 1 second take off my contractor hat and speak as the director of the San and Koi Center at the university. I beg your indulgence.
Sorry, could you just introduce yourself,
Sorry,
please?
my name is Dr. Yvette Abrams. I'm the director of the San and Koi Center at the University of Cape Town. And we also will be here for the next 2 years working for the department in getting your museum up and running. That's who I am. Now I'm taking that off. I just want to preface this by saying that in 2002, the day after the burial, when all the dignitaries had left, we came back as older sisters and we pachlad and we said, Auntie Sarah, what now? And she said,
Okay, people just please settle down.
Take care of my children, she said. So it is in that spirit that I'm stepping out of the contractor for 1 second. I just wanted to say, Auntie Sarah's pain in Britain and in France, we as a university, we've been talking to the British Embassy and the French Embassy around funding, and they're giving us a little bit towards our academic work. But we would love to assist the department and the province. I speak now for our Vice Chancellor, Mamogeti Pakeng, if there's anything we can do to assist you, because to see reparations for Auntie Sarah's pain and sorrow benefit her children, we would like to see the French ambassador, the British ambassador, the EU ambassador, also coming and seeing the need of the people and contributing to the next phase. So now, with my apologies, I'll go back to being a contractor. Thank you very much.
Baie dankie. Thank you very much. Mr. Goliath.
Number 3.
Okay, mense, laat ons die man 'n beurt gee asseblief.
My naam is nou meneer Richard Petrus. Ek maak verskoning omdat ek Afrikaans moet praat. Afrikaans was nie onze taal nie. Onze taal en cultuur was doodgemaak. Maar ek wil nie baie praat nie. Al wat ek wil sê is, ek het gehoor iemand noem, dat ons moet ook praat van wat gaan gebeur met die Sarah BARTMANN gebou. Wat kan ons doen, wat kan ons... Nou, ek voel net, ek wil net een ding vra vandag, wanneer die gebou voltooi gaan wees, wil ek vra, dat ere van een van die manne, wat hierdie Khoi kultuur wakker gemaak het, 2003, hy het in Lorie kom begin en het 'n geweldige bydrae gelewer tot die navorsingswerk van die Khoi kultuur. Maar vandag is hy oorlede. En ons het baie geleer uit die navorsing uit wat hy gedoen het. En ek vra, ek wil 'n besoek doen, wanneer die gebou voltooi is, dat sy naam ook moet aangebring word in daardie gebou. En dit was Dr. Swarts, wat in Jeffreys Bay gebly het. Dit is al wat ek wil vra vandag. Wanneer die gebou voltooi is, moet sy naam ook daar aangebring word vir die navorsingswerk wat hy gedoen het vir die Khoi kultuur. Baie dankie.
Dankie meneer. I think the request was that a Mr. Swartz, that's been very crucial in the development of the whole centre and the history of the Khoi, get recognised and be included in the centre. So Professor, I think if you could take note of that, when we get to the public participation phase, that gets taken note of. Baie dankie. Okay, Mr. Goliath.
Mandibulise Minister. Nesigqeba ahleli naso entla. Ndibulise kwinkokheli zonke zasekuhlaleni ezamabandla nabantu bonke abalapha phakathi emolweni. Nemibuzo nje, igama lam ndinguntsikelelo Mbele, ndingumhlali walapha eHanki. Ngo-2014 xa ndandibona uLobe esakha eminye kwiminyaka emibini, ndabona naku ephuma kwathiwa kukho enye ikhampani engenayo, ndajonga kwangena uTranstrack, ukuba ndilikhumbula kahle igama lakhe, ndambona nanko naye ephuma. Ndakhawuleza ndanombuzo. Phambi kokuba kubekho iprojekti ekhoyo karhulumente endaweni, kuqale kuhlalwe kubekho ikomiti emiswayo ejongana nomsebenzi wonke kungekaqala ukusebenza. Bohlulelane ke ibe zi-subcommittees ezikhoyo.